or good evening whenever you're doing this video. So this video will combine our Fit Challenge, our Fearlessness Challenge, and our Fabulous You Challenge. So let's get started. Now I've got this little stool beside me here because we are going to use that in a moment. You don't need a stool, you don't need anything for this today. So we are just going to start to shift side to side. So this is our warm-up. This actually is from my training in integrated movement therapies when I did my Pilates. And so we're shifting side to side, being really nice and kind in through the knees here. So we're keeping the alignment of the ankles, knees, and the hips. We're not rotating, we're simply kind of a typewriter return kind of thing. And I know that's really going out of fashion, that, let's say, that imagery. But you are kind of shifting that return, and in the arms, our arms floating like clouds. Now they're going to start to come up here into weeping willow branches. Okay, so there's some release and some softness around your rib cage. The rib cage is slightly leading here and the arms are following as opposed to the arms leading. And this opens up the side body. Again, I'm making sure that my knee is not going past my ankle over here, so I'm not way over here. And then from our weeping willow branches, again, we're breathing as we do this. We're going to come into around the clock. And around the clock is to sit down and go around. Again, it could be a very little knee bend. It could be a little bit more of a knee bend. And you can also let your upper body release here. So for those of you that feels comfortable and you don't get dizzy, you can let yourself come right down. I'm going to do one more here and through. And then, of course, we have to go the other way. So we come through. Now you can keep your head up. Okay, sometimes I get dizzy when I do that. So it kind of depends on the day. So today's not too bad to swirl through. I mentioned in my classes after my second baby I had trouble doing this. And then we swoosh through and the arms come center and we do a little rotation. You know that I love my rotations every single day. I do the rotations. Now sometimes I take my arms up and sometimes I just do a little hug in. And I'm just going to do a little wrap with this here. So we let that back heel come up and we just do a nice opening for the spine, the hips, the entire body. So we're going to come back to the center. As we come back to the center, we're going to combine our balance with our stretch this morning. So, or this afternoon or this evening. So when we come forward on this, I'm going to start with this leg as the leg that's coming forward and this leg that I'm balancing on. So for those of you that balance is okay, you're going to lift the palms, you're going to lift that leg. Now you're going to turn the palms like you're pressing through water. That back heel comes down. I'm going to show you from the side here. That back leg ends up straight, your hip ends up stretching, and you are actually strengthening the back of your arms and stretching the front of your shoulder. So then we turn and we come up. So we can take that leg up for balance. Now I'm not lifting my shoulders up. I'm reaching from that upper back. I'm going to scoop those arms. I'm going to press those arms right back, gently release those shoulder blades down my back. Now if that's feeling a little challenging balance-wise, you're going to tap that toe forward, right? You don't have to lift it right up. If balance is okay, it's coming right up. I'm going to turn those palms, heel, toe, heel, hip, shoulders, chest, nice opening here. And then I'm going to take that back foot up just a little bit. I'm going to do that hamstring stretch. So I'm going to show you this from the side here. Again, the back is straight, the chest is up. And this leg that is straight, the leg that's furthest away from you, is where I'm getting that hamstring stretch. Now we used the band yesterday to stretch that hamstring. So we sometimes feel it, or often feel it more when we're on the floor, but this gives us the opportunity to be able to do a standing stretch. Now we're going to come forward from here. We're going to wrap our arms. half eagle pose. Now you can see that stretch across my shoulder. I'm going to wrap my arms around. If your arms are long enough, and come into eagle arms. Now from here I'm going to shift my leg without dropping into that hip. I'm going to press, feel nice and equal. Now I can lift that foot, I can add that balance, and I can cross if I want. So again, if you're on carpet, it's a little bit trickier. Sometimes I don't use my mat on the carpet because it gets wound up a little bit. Excuse me as I'm chatting. So there is my balance, my hip stretch. I'm going to let the arms go. I'm going to give those hands and shoulders a little bit of a release, and then to the other side. So from here, this leg is going to come up. I'm going to take the palms up. I'm going to take that foot up on that inhale, and then a nice big exhale. I'm noticing I'm keeping my hips straight. I'm not sinking or rotating to one side. I have this nice hip flexor stretch. This knee is not turning in. And then I'm going to inhale to float out. And then exhale. Push that water behind you. Feel the back of your arms. Feel the front of your arm or the front of your shoulders stretching. Inhale to come up. And then exhale to go back. Take that back foot up slightly and just hinge yourself back. And keep those hips straight, keep the sides straight so that you're not going back here. And if that knee is bothering you, you're not going to come into quite that knee bend. So this is a stretch for the back of this leg. Breathing. And it's a calf muscle stretch as well. Now from here, we're going to come forward. I'm going to wrap the arms again, hand around, turn my head side to side, make sure those shoulders aren't up around my ears. I'll float this leg up, and I'm going to sit. Now again, if that feels crazy balance-wise, you're going to keep that foot here. Keep your weight equal on both sides. And you'll notice from the back, I'm not up like this. Those shoulder blades are down. And I'm stretching that shoulder. And then open the arms out. And release. There we go. So our opening yoga stretch. Now we're going to combine a little bit of cardio. Now, for those that are interested in continuing in, and I'm going to talk about this in the master class, the 40-day program, we are going to be adding music into this. I'm working on my royalty-free music so that you've got the music while you're doing your movements for definitely a good part of your program. So from here, though, we are going to combine our cardio and our strength. So from a cardio perspective, for about 30 seconds, we are either going to march on the spot, okay, right, jog on the spot. So you can come right with me right now. Now the reason I put this step right here, and please don't do this at home, this is for demonstration purposes only. I really use the steps in my house. So I like to go up and down when I'm doing these kind of circuit training programs. I like to go up and down for 30 seconds, okay? But normally I am doing it on a step, not on a stool like this, because again, it's a little bit wobbly, it's a little bit higher, but I want to remind you, okay, we're getting close there, that whether or not you are jogging it out, marching it out, or stepping it out, I would say we're pretty much at 30 seconds. Okay, so we're going to take it from there, from our cardio. We're mixing and matching today. Ooh, I'm kind of blinded by the light here, but you'll get the feeling here, the sense. I'm coming back into my wall sit that we did on the first day here, and I'm finding that place, and we're going to hold it for 30 seconds today. Okay, so we are actually approaching that 10 seconds. And we're breathing. We feel the weight equally through both legs. We feel the strength of the outer thigh, the strength of the bum muscles, the strength of the quad muscles. And I have a pretty good idea around 30 seconds right now. So we come on up. Now from here as we press off, the dynamic stretch for those quads is actually to do some bump kicks side to side. That stretches out the quads from that wall sit. Now we're going to do our next 30 seconds. So it's fantastic to do something vigorous in the morning as well, because it gets our metabolism going, it gets our energy up, and our digestion actually going as well. So this is good to be doing before breakfast. So we're going to do some faster rotation here. So here's the option. For some of you, you're going to do high impact. So high impact on here can be a little twist. Okay? So your heels are just off the floor and you're rotating here. Now, if you were doing this for 30 seconds and it feels good in the knees and the hips, you're doing that. If you're saying, you are using those bum muscles, those leg muscles, you're going down, you're taking those arms up, you're going all the way down, and you're going all the way up. You're going to feel that heart rate come up in this. For those of you that are still doing this, you got that going for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew! I love that actually. So from here then, we move into what we did on Monday as well, which is plank pose. So you can get right down on the floor if you want, but here's another reason to use a stool, a step, your kitchen sink. You can have your hands here. It's easier on the shoulders for sure. So if I'm wanting to work my shoulders but not too hard, I can come, especially if I'm recovering from anything, I can do my shoulders here. I'm drawing that lower belly in right here, okay? And if I want to make this stronger, for sure, I'm reaching out to those heels. And we're doing 30 seconds. So is anybody counting? You guys will be used to me doing that in class, right? Who's counting? Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And knees come down. And, oh, you know, I always like to do a little stretch. Whether or not I'm standing at my kitchen sink or over an ottoman, I've got my stretch happening there. Okay, so this is our last 30 seconds of cardio. So I'm going to move this off to the side. And these are bump kicks. So with your bump kicks, they can be low impact. Love these. I'm not twisting. I'm not dropping one hip. I'm staying nice and straight through the legs. Now you could 30 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You could be low impact. And you know we're getting towards that 30 seconds. We're probably over. So last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So that you know you are doing this enough, you want to start to feel and hear your breath a little bit. You're not bent over here. You are, somebody walked into the room, they're kind of noticing that you are feeling your breath a little bit. Okay, and all your joints are feeling good. So our last strength, we're going to do a lunge here. And the lunge, again, great for balance. So if I'm stepping forward, I can do a small step forward, a little bend, and come back. Alternate legs. 2, and back. 3, and back. Now for those of you that do lunges, you can go, right? All the way down. You can go lower, right, than this. But when you're starting off and you've got some, let's say knee issues, we're on 8 already, then you are keeping this to this level. And there's 10. So that's I call that just a quick and dirty, get the heart rate going, do the strength and the cardio. Now, if you did that just once a week, for sure it's going to help. But this is what I'm working towards. is I want you to have a vigorous program that combines yoga and cardio that you are doing most days of the week and that your body is used to. That's how you start your day. So from here, we're going to come into our fearlessness by using our warrior two posture. So you'll see I'm a little wider than shoulder distance apart. I'm going to find my legs without my knees turning in. Now from here, I'm going to turn this foot to point directly at that wall. This foot is angling in. Okay, so I don't want to be like this. I want this foot slightly in. Now relax your upper body. Feel the strength of your legs. Feel the stretch that is happening through the pelvis and the hip flexors. So the inner thigh, the hip flexor. Feel that strength through the back of this leg and the strength into the front of this leg. So from a fearlessness standpoint, warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2, think about something that you're going to be doing either today, tomorrow, or this week that you want some strength for. Physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. And if it doesn't come to mind for you right away, that's okay. But know that as you do this, that's going to come. I'm going to ask you to think about that. So from our waist down, we have the grounding, we have the strength, we have our first 4 chakras: stability, support, strength, power. Now, from here, as you float your arms up, and they float not from up here, but they float from the middle of your back and the center of your chest. They float from your heart chakra. Your heart chakra is your 4th. Your 5th chakra is your throat chakra. So as we take our arms up and we focus across, the hand out across the room, our upper chakras, our connection, our interaction, our reaching, our openness, our lower chakras, our strength. As we release the arms down, come back to the center. So as we come to the other side, I'm going to turn that foot, I'm going to take that back foot in. I'm going to find the ground, the strength of this front leg, the strength of this back leg. Your back should feel fabulous. There should be no tension or tightness in the back. If there is, you're going to shorten this guy up, okay? So the wider you go in this stance, the stronger it is. So shorten up that distance if you find it too strong. First, second, third chakras, stability, foundation, grounding, power. Float the arms up. Communication, interaction, connection, openness. What do you need support with? Ask your body, ask the universe. And release those arms down. And back to the center. Now as we step the legs back together, again, if there's anything that that doesn't feel good when you come back, you just shorten up that stance. Now we're going to come to breath of joy again. We did it yesterday, but I didn't tell you I had a bit of an audience coming in with Josh and his friends as I finished with that, so I think I did rush it a little bit. So our breath of joy is to inhale with the arms forward. Inhale to take the arms out. Inhale the arms forward. Exhale and letting go on anything that you no longer want to hold on to. Now when you inhale forward and inhale out, you are adding a little bit more breath each time, so save some room for that. If you feel lightheaded, make sure that you take smaller breaths and leave room, okay? So we inhale forward, inhale out, inhale forward, exhale, inhale forward, inhale out, Inhale forward. Exhale. Make this a big one. Inhale forward. Inhale out. Inhale forward. Exhale. Oh, that one felt good. Thank you. Now as we finish, wherever you are in your day, if this is first thing in the morning, if this is the afternoon, even if this is the evening, I want you to say, I feel fabulous. I am fabulous. And I'm going to have a fabulous day. I'm not sure if I heard all of you. Let's try it again. I feel fabulous. I am fabulous. I am going to have a fabulous day. Bringing our hands together for Namaste. Namaste, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in on these videos in this challenge. It has been inspiring for me at so many levels. So thank you. Enjoy. We'll see you at noon tomorrow in the live, and then hopefully in the master. Noon today on Thursday live, and then in the master class on Friday. Okay? Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you again soon.